So what you're looking at is a 2008 Yamaha 50 horsepower two-stroke with a bad crank bearings in it. The motor runs great, but the crank bearings are shot. And I actually have a few power heads, and I'm debating if I should put this one on, because this one's gonna be a lot less work. And what I mean by that is I have, well, you could kind of see, but I have a power head right there. I have two of them. One of them has low compression, but it has good crank, and the other one has good compression with the bad crank. I have to swap parts, but this one, I believe this one is ready to go. I did a compression check, but I can't confirm that the crank bearings are good in this one. I was told it was a running motor, but I think I'm going to be putting this one on and rolling the dice, because the other power heads I have to split them open and whatnot, and this one I just have to do a few things like change the oil injection tank, because you could see they're cracked. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pull this power head off. It's not really hard, actually. They're actually pretty simple. I actually have a video on how to pull this power head. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes and she'll be off. So there we go, power head's off. It actually took me like 15 minutes. It's really simple, like I said, to remove that power head. Really handy if you have one of these, because it does all the work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the bowl over here. I'm gonna need to go get a base gasket, and I need to swap the carbs and whatnot, and a few stuff on my other power head in there, and put it back together, and hopefully the crank bearings are good in that power head. Little update video. Power head's up on the lift. I swapped a lot of parts on here, like the carburetors knew how to come on this one. The coils were like the boots were cut off. I just swapped all that. Pretty much now I'm gonna put it on there, bolt it down with a couple bolts, turn it on, and hope to pray that the crank bearings are good on this engine. And if they are good, I'm gonna take it all apart again, clean everything, make sure everything's 100%, go through the carburetors and put it back on, and she should be ready to go. So hopefully everything goes well. So I just fired this thing up, and guess what? It's ready to go. Crank bearings are good, and the compression is good. Let me show you it running. Start off for like 10 seconds or whatnot. Sounds good. There we go. So we got a good power head on. Now I'm gonna take everything apart, clean it really good. We got surface rust on the trim motor. I don't know if I'm gonna replace it now, but I definitely want to get some of that rust stains off. I'm gonna make this motor really pretty. It might look really ugly. I mean, I got parts everywhere, but you know what? It's gonna be a really nice 2008 motor. And it's funny because this power head, it's also a 2008 power head from a parts motor that I bought. So there we go. We're just gonna take it apart now and start cleaning everything up. So I just started the cleaning process. Power head is pretty cleaned up. Took all the grease. Also the bowl in here. I'm gonna, get all this water out. There's a little bit grease left in here, but pretty much I'm gonna take the carbs off here, clean them, install the power head. Put everything back together really slow. Hopefully everything goes smooth, which it should, and should be here done pretty shortly. Alright, so let's go over what has been done to the engine. Basically, what I did was I put a new impeller in it. I swapped the power head with a good power head. I put a new trim tab, a new zinc right here. Cleaned her up really good. New base gasket. Only thing left now is to install the carburetors, which I have off because I want to clean them. Even though it did run pretty good, still gonna open them and put my oil tank right here. Here's the old power head. The compression's good. It's just that it's gonna need the crank rebuilt. Well, yeah, you want to get a rebuild. It has bad bearings on it, Here are the carburetors. I noticed that there is a broken gasket right here. I don't know if, I think I actually broke that on accident. I don't know exactly, but these both are good. And these suckers are pretty expensive if you replace these. These are like $7 a piece. But that needs to be replaced. And we have our hood over there. But overall, the motor looks really good. Came out really nice. I have to wait till tomorrow because the dealership is closed. Otherwise, I, clean the carbs today and install everything. But I have to wait till tomorrow to get all those parts. So far, so good. So here currently it looks like a little bit of a mess, but I am cleaning the carburetors. The top one and the bottom one are already done. They were pretty clean, but it's always good to go over these carbs. They're really simple to do, and just little pieces of dirt and stuff might get in here, and these jets are so small, I mean, it just takes a little tiny speck of gunk to get in here and your motor's gonna run a little funky. So this is what I'm doing currently. Alright, so here is the Yamaha 50. Everything's on and she's ready to go. Check this out. Put a new impeller in it. Sounds really good. Alright, so I bought one of these skag guards in order to install it on this Yamaha 50 because it's going to look a lot better and it's going to cover up some of the paint loss. And the skag, it looks like someone rounded it off down here, and this will make this lower unit look really good. So I'm going to install this right now. So I just installed the skag guard, came out pretty good. The last thing really I have to do on this engine is replace the trim motor. It's all the way in there, as you can see. It actually still works. It's just that it's a little rusty. I'm just trying to make this motor really nice. And I think I'm gonna change this flywheel to a nicer flywheel because it has some surface rust and whatnot. And I'm just trying to make this motor as nice as possible. So that's where I'm at on this engine right now. So I just pulled out the old trim motor. Check out how rusty the outside is. That's an OEM motor, and this is a aftermarket motor. Obviously it's a little cheaper motor, but it's a lot better than what's in it right now. As you can see, it came out really good. I'm going to clean everything up and I'm going to put this one in. So what I'm doing right now is I removed the flywheel. Here is the old flywheel. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just that cosmetically I have spare flywheels laying around, and this one just looks a lot more better than this one. This one has a little bit of corrosion and rust. And we're just going to put that new flywheel on here, and after that I'm just going to clean up this engine, fire her up, and she's going to be ready. So the engine is completely done. She's ready to go. I have it on the stand, everything hooked up in order to start it. I already fired her up and she runs really good, no issues. The paint's in really nice shape. The hood's not even faded, it's original paint. Put a lot of work into this thing, and here I'm going to show you guys how she runs. Has a new impeller in it also. Lots of new parts in this engine. Here, I'm going to take the hood off. good. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.